New Caledonia is in news. In fact, New Caledonia is a group of islands which are present nearby to Australia in the southwest Pacific region. And New Caledonia is in fact an overseas French territory, and for this particular province there is a separate chapter in French constitution too. In fact, if we go back to the history of New Caledonia and the demographics of New Caledonia has a population of only 271,000 people. Of this, nearly 40%, 1% are Melanesian 𝐾𝐞𝐚𝐽. And along with that, nearly 24% of the population is European. Now, here a question rises, how is an island so far away from France and Europe become part of France? For that, we have to go back into the past. And in the year 1853, the New Caledonian region was occupied and colonized by the French. And after colonizing this territory, the French used it as a penal colony to which the French prisoners are sent as a punishment. Because of which reason, the European population started gradually rising. And in the year 1957, the French government, when it was decolonizing most of its colonies, what it has done is it has provided the French citizenship to the people of New Caledonia. Then after that, in the New Caledonian region, the 𝐾𝐞𝐚𝐽 population particularly was demanding for independence from France. And this led to political conflicts for a period of nearly 30 years from 1958 to 1988, eventually leading to, in 1998, 𝐾𝐽 Accords. And according to the 𝐾𝐽 Accords, they have created a sui generic model, that is unique model for New Caledonia, in which the New Caledonian region has been given substantial autonomy. They have the right to set up their own Congress, and along with that, the voting rights in New Caledonia will only be given to long-term citizens of New Caledonia. But of late, the French government is trying to unfreeze this limitation on electoral rolls and include the new immigrants into the electoral roll of New Caledonia, which is opposed by the local indigenous population, that is 𝐾𝐾𝐽𝐽. But because of the history of colonization, nearly 24% of the population of the islands, it is European. Because of which reason, the 24% population, they want to continue their association with France. Because of which reason only, the referendums which were conducted in 2018, 2022, in all these referendums, the loyalists of France, they were able to win the election. And recently, what has happened is the 𝐾𝐾𝐽𝐽 population, they were demanding for more substantial autonomy, and because of which reason the French government is also ready to give a new provision which is called as sovereignty in partnership. And this sovereignty in partnerships in fact gives real power to the people of New Caledonia, and it is being said that it is a form of disguised independence wherein the French colony is going to enjoy sovereignty without complete independence. But this sovereignty in partnership concept is being opposed by the French elite and the European elite who are present in the islands. In fact, most of the elite population and non-indigenous population of the New Caledonian islands, it lives in the south of New Caledonia, whereas the north region is dominated by the original inhabitants, that is the Melanesian 𝐾𝐾𝐽𝐽 population. Because of this reason, right now, the New Caledonian region is in a politically flux situation where protests are happening, where demonstrations are happening, demanding for independence of New Caledonia, whereas counter demonstrations are also happening for retaining the union between France and New Caledonia. So we have to wait for the local people's judgment with respect to whether they can make this New Caledonian region independent or not. But all said and done, the French possession over New Caledonia should have long ended and it should have become a part of history, but its continued occupation of New Caledonia is not in the interest of the local people's indigenous rights, because of which reason New Caledonia should be given independence in priority. Thank you.